So today what we're doing is we're getting started on the front porch. Oh yeah, I have my watcher over there. But anyway, he's supposed to be napping. It's just going to be 10 feet deep, 15 feet wide. It'll have kind of a large staircase, kind of a custom staircase, nothing like that thing. I only built that for a quickie. But I've already done all my measurements here to get my squareness. And to be honest, this is a pain in the ass because that block wall there is about as unstraight as it gets. So we're going to use a different way of doing it. And we've actually set these stakes up so that I can see the depth. The wall goes in and out, and it's impossible to really use this wall. As you can see, whoever built it really didn't know what they were doing. So normally this block wall would have made this so easy I could have done it in 5 minutes, but this is a kind of a major pain in the butt. So this is the first run of how I do my squaring up. In past video, you know, I've mentioned to you the 3-4-5 system. That's what these stakes are for. I've got a 3 and I've got a 4, and across these two should be 5. The same on that side over there. 10 feet out. Now, keeping in mind that I'm going to go a little shy of 10 feet out because the boards I bought, which are over there under that tarp, are 10 feet. So obviously if I pull the marker out 2.5 inches and I base it on this stake here, that's 10 feet exactly from that stake, not from that wall. So I gotta be real careful here. I've got to make sure that I have enough. Now, I'm not using standard posts. I'm going to drag these big ass heavy power poles over here. And I'm going to use those, which are generally 8 to 10 inches in diameter. And I'm going to also use those as the railing handles. So this is going to be kind of interesting to play with. But right now what we've done is we've got the first step and the first time out. Now we can verify our measurements, and again, like I said, being that we're out 2.5 inches from the block wall, that means that we're no longer 10 feet true to that block wall. Now, of course, we want to put the deck like I did there, which is basically off of the metal. This is the rat guard, and I want to come off of that rat guard. And I don't believe it's 2.5 inches, but it's close. Again, you've got a lot of variables. I'm not building a new heart valve for a patient in a hospital. We're trying to put in a deck that is good looking and sturdy. Most definitely sturdy. There'll be no roof. They want to stay under these trees, so that's fine. That's up to them. They like the umbrella thing, so we'll get it done. We'll get it done. We'll show you what's next once I decide on how I'm going to handle this 2.5 inch offset. So we got started on digging the holes, and as you can see, it's a nice day. Last night it was quite windy, and we got about a little less than 1/2 inch of rain. So it helps me because it waters everything, but not so great for these holes. As you can see, it looks like we've got a major gopher here, and we got all these holes drilled, dug, whatever word. Now, I started them, positioned them, and then my son-in-law came out here, Mr. Dave, and he dug them for me. Some of them still have water in them. This guy over here has a lot of water in him. These guys got some water, so we can't really work on this today without making a bloody mess, and we're not going to do that. So what we did instead is we started cutting the logs, and I realized it's not worth cutting them until they're in here. So we went ahead and moved all the logs that we had left in here. Thank God for my neighbor and his forklift, because that's what did it, not me. I have a hard time just moving them 2 feet, just picking them up. Yeah, and some of you are going to say, wow, that's a little, that's a lot of pulls for a little patio. Well, it's not so much for the structural integrity of the patio. Though, yeah, I like to build things heavy duty. It's more for the aesthetics I'm trying for. It's going to look kind of different. This alone is just its staircase. As you can see, it's quite long. So it's definitely going to be a bit off, different. I hope you can hear me because it is a little breezy still. But yeah, so we're going to let it sit like this for a day and let it dry up. And I'm going to go mow lawns. Well, good afternoon. We're working on our patio after multiple days of heavy rain. I had to bail out all these holes before we started setting posts again. And as you can see, most of my posts are of multiple heights, which is fine. They can all be cut down later to the proper height. This is part of the staircase out here. We've got them all in place. Using power poles, you've got to remember these are tapered poles. So making them level is really a pain in the butt because there's, you got to use a little bit of eyeball on them. And the other problem that you're going to have if you use telephone poles for this kind of thing is, or power poles, is that they're all different diameters. You try to group them the best you can, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. I've got 12s. A lot of the hardware will come off eventually. I leave it up there for just the fact that it's more work to get it off right now. Once this is all framed up and tight, I can beat on it and do all kinds of stuff with it. But I've got 2 left to do. And as you can see, I haven't completely buried them yet. Well, this one I have. But that one, no. And these others, I just finished leveling them and squaring them up. I've got 2 left, but these are only going to come up to the rat guard, which is this item right here. This is a rat guard. The actual deck level will be right at that point. So these posts are, these are just deadhead posts that are going to be used to support weight. That's all. I don't want any flexing on my deck. There's going to be a very large smoker on this deck, so we want to be able to support any size that we get. So, this is where we are. Again, hopefully, yeah, kind of funny looking down in there. Hopefully we get, some of them I haven't even completely drained yet. Hopefully we get to framing tomorrow. I need to mow my lawn. This has got awful. I missed a week because of all the rain and day after day after day rain. But right now we just got to fill these last 2 in, backfill the rest of these, pack it down, and then level this, all this excess dirt, level it all out, clean it up a little bit. And then we'll be ready for actual framing. It's a tough one. Hopefully you can see all this. I can't. the glare from the sun has got me. So everybody mowing their lawn today, except for me. That black rooster, he does not like me. Oh well, that's okay. Still working on the deck, making a mess. The deck in itself is taking a little time because these boards are so weird. But we do have the most of it ready. We got some going on right here. Unfortunately, because these boards are all wibbly wobbly, I have to use a cinch strap. Most of you guys know that is something you tie down cargo. But I loop it around underneath and then back up, and I pull these things tight, because otherwise these gaps are like ½ inch. They're tweaked going this way and they're tweaked going that way. So you got to cinch them in. Now I know they got fancy tools for that, but I'm not a fancy tools guy. Strap works fine. This is a strong, very strong deck. See that? See how nice that looks? And then you come over here and see how crappy that looks? All right, so I had a small mistake, but I think we'll live. Besides, you gotta have a place to run your wires down for all your outside lighting. Yeah, I'll figure something out for it. There's one of my weird ones right there. That's a little support job there. Had to use some bracketing for it. It's coming along. I'm putting in most of the screws, but then I stop, and now Dana will come out, my daughter, and she will fill all the gaps with all the screws I'm missing. We have another storm coming, so I need to pack all my stuff away. Saws and cords and all that good stuff, and cover the wood back up. But there you go. We're getting there. We're getting there. See, and then I have my audience, not in the bleachers, but he's right there. Do you see him? There he is, watching his grandpa. Huh, little man? Say bye-bye. Okay. Corn's coming up over there. Nice. All right, folks, we'll see you.